The
A glass.
glass is slipping. Why the glass is slipping? Because the hands are oily, either oil or soap or something. So the glass is slipping. So when something slips, it is low friction. When something is slipping like this, so easily slipping. So easily slipping means a low friction. And on the right, hard rubbing, injury against a rough wall. You can't get this injury by rubbing against a silk cloth. Not a silk cloth, but a velvet cloth, injury. Only when you rub against a rough wall, you will get this. So hard rubbing means high friction. So when something slips easily, very easily it is slipping, it is low friction. When it is hard rubbing, rubbing very hard, chamda uthega che, so hard rubbing means high friction. So low friction means it will slip easily, it will move easily, it will glide easily, easy sliding, easy gliding, easy slipping, that will be low friction. And that's very hard rubbing against a rough surface like a wall, a rock, a stone. Hard rubbing means high friction. Okay, this part?
Okay.
So slipping means low friction and very hard rubbing means high friction. Next, you see, what do you see this one? It's difficult when the road is rough. When the road is rough, it is very difficult to move. And when the road is smooth, it is easy to move. When the road is rough, this road is very rough, so it is very difficult to move. And when the road is smooth, it is easy to move. So difficult movement means high friction. Difficult movement, rough surface, rough road, or rough path. So rough road, rough path, very difficult to move, high friction, and easy to move, low friction. Right?
Yes.
So the previous one, something which slips or glides, low friction. Something which is easy to move, low friction. Difficult to move, high friction, and very hard rubbing. Rubbing hard, high friction. Rubbing hard, high friction. So high friction means rubbing hard and difficult to move. Two things. Rubbing hard and difficult to move, that is high friction. And slipping or gliding or easy to move, that is low friction. Now, so if you have a rough surface like this, a rough surface means up and down. The top figure is up and down, rough surface. So that will be increasing friction, more friction, high friction. And when it is a smooth surface, so it will be very smooth, easy to move, it will be a low friction. So if you want to increase friction, make it rough, make it up and down. And when you want to decrease friction, make it even and smooth. If you make it even and smooth, friction will be very less. And if you make it rough money like bumps, then the friction will be very high. So to make the friction high, you need ups and downs like this. And to make the friction low, you need a smooth, even surface. Right? So, a rough surface. A rough surface means up and down, not in a straight line. That will be increasing the friction. And smooth surface, no up and down, one plane, that will be decreasing the friction. Okay, got it? This much?
Got it.
Next. So, what easily slips or smoothly glides? Something which easily slips or smoothly glides means low friction. And what is hard rubbing? Rubbing very harsh or very difficult to move, that will be high friction. So high friction would mean if you rub it, it will be very hard and it will be very difficult to move, like that bicycle, difficult to move. And if it easily slips like that glass, it was slipping off an oily hand, or which smoothly glides, that will be low friction. So whenever something slips, low friction. Whenever something is hard and rubbing very harsh, then it is high friction. Next, so making surface wet, smooth or slippery, we decrease the friction. If you want to make the friction less, friction very low, you have to make the surface wet, smooth, slippery. Friction, to make friction less, it should be wet. Pour water or something, oil or something. Smooth and slippery. And how do you get it? Polishing, wetting, oiling, greasing. These are the methods to make it wet, smooth and slippery. If you want to decrease the friction, you have to make the surface wet, smooth and slippery. How do you do it? Polishing will make it smooth. Wetting, oiling means put oil, that will make it slippery. Or greasing, this oil and grease, they are called lubricants. Oil and grease, they are called lubricants. So use lubricants like oil or grease, or wet it, pour water, or polish it. That will make it smooth and slippery, and that will decrease the friction. If you want to decrease the friction, the methods are either you polish them, or you put water or something to wet them, or apply oil or grease. Then it will be smooth and slippery and the friction will be very low. Right? Where you want to decrease friction. There are cases when you want to decrease friction. There are cases when you want to increase friction. Because friction is both good and bad, you saw. Sometimes friction is very good. Sometimes friction is a problem. So if you want to decrease friction, you will have to make the surface wet, smooth and slippery, either by pouring water or polishing or oiling or greasing. These oil and grease, they are called lubricants. So here we have examples. This is the polishing the floor. There is a machine used to polish the floor. After making a house, after making the room, you polish the floor using this machine. That is to make the floor very smooth. After making the house, supposing you are building a new house. After building the house, at last they will be polishing the floor with this machine. That is to make it smooth. Smooth means less friction. Here, the second picture, this one, is why lubricant, you put oil or grease, that will be a layer between the two moving surface. The top is supposing a metal surface, iron. The bottom is iron, but in between we have an oil or grease. This will form the slippery surface. There is lubricating. There is lubricating. Here also you are pouring oil. So oil, there will be an oil between these two wheels. They are pouring oil. So oil between these two wheels will make it smooth and slippery, means low friction. Here there is a layer of oil or grease or something. Here also there is a layer of oil between the two wheels. Why? To make it smooth and slippery. Here there is a carom board on which we often put some powder. We sprinkle powder, this talcum powder. That is to make it smooth and slippery. To make it smooth and slippery, we use powder on carom board. And this middle, this is the bangle. Bangle, you know bangle? So, if it is very hard, they put soap. They put soap so that it is easier to slip the bangle inside. If it is very hard, then what they do, they put some soap. So, soap will make it slippery. That will be easier to slip the bangle. When it is very hard or something, they use this soap. So, soap is making it slippery. Here, polishing the floor is making it slippery. Here, a layer of oil is making it slippery. Here, their powder is making it slippery. So, polishing, lubricating, making it wet with slippery with soap. These are methods to decrease friction. Friction, how to decrease? Because I want a friction to be low. I want less friction. So for low friction, polishing the floor, putting a layer of oil so that actually the iron will not rub iron. There will be no rubbing between iron and iron. In between there is an oil. So iron will be rubbing on the oil. Iron will not rub on iron. Iron will rub the oil. So making a smooth slippery surface. Between the wheels there will be layer of oil. So making the surface smooth and slippery. And putting talcum powder on this carom board to make it smooth. And here applying soap to make it slippery so they can slip the bangle across this hand. So these are the ways of decreasing friction: polishing, lubricating, soap or oil or grease to make it slippery, talcum powder. These are the methods to decrease friction. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you want to increase friction, what you will do? That was decreasing friction. To decrease friction, you can polish, you can put oil, you can put grease, you can put soap, you can have that talcum powder on the carom board. That is, if you want to decrease friction. What will happen if you want to increase friction? I want to increase the friction. So it should be dry. First is it should be dry, not wet, no water. If you put water, it will be low friction. So it should be dry, no water. If you want high friction, it should be dry. Wet means if you put water, low friction. So if it is dry, it should be high friction. It should be rough. I showed you that path. It should be rough, bumpy, up and down. So it should be dry, rough and bumpy, up and down to increase friction. So we'll see patterns on tires, shoe soles, grooves on tiles. See how we make the surface dry, rough and bumpy. Here, this outside of the tire, you can see these are called the treading patterns. Treading patterns, they have made it rough with bumps and designs, different patterns, different designs to make it rough, to increase the friction. This is to increase the friction. The outside of the tire, the treading, these treading marks, different patterns, different designs, that is to increase the friction. Here you can see the bottom of the shoe sole, different pattern, different designs, but all making it rough surface, grooves up and down. So this shoe, there's the bottom of the shoe. The bottom side, that is the sole of the shoe, the bottom side of the shoe, the lower part where you walk, which it touches the ground. When you walk, this part will touch the ground. So the sole is never smooth. It will be always rough designs, different designs, that different patterns, different designs to increase the friction. In tire, you have different patterns or designs to increase the friction. These are tiles which you on the floor, on the footpath, any passage. Always they make some designs. These designs are supposed to increase the friction so that you don't slip and fall. So that you don't slip and fall, these are different designs. It may be any design. From different companies you buy, different tiles will have different designs, but some designs will be there to increase the friction. These are meant to increase friction, making the surface rough, and it should be dry. So here tire, different designs, the treading marks, the treading pattern. Here the bottom of the shoe will have different designs. But any case, the thing is to make the surface rough. And here also tiles, different patterns, different designs to make the tiles rough. So what will happen? You are increasing the friction, preventing slipping, no slipping, increased friction, high friction. The ways to make the surface rough, like tire, shoes and tiles. Make the surface rough. Then what will happen? No slipping, because friction is high now. High friction by rough surface. Okay?
Okay.
So another method is Because rolling friction is less than sliding friction. When you drag a box, it is sliding friction, but if it is a wheel, then it is rolling friction. Wheel means rolling, ball, wheel, rolling friction, and if you drag a flat surface, sliding friction. Rolling friction is less than sliding friction. So to decrease friction, you use wheels and ball bearings so that you roll, you don't slide. Not surface sliding, not rubbing, but rolling, because rolling friction is less than sliding friction. So you will be using wheels and ball bearings to decrease friction. These are methods to decrease. Here, this is called the ball bearings. See, between the two wheels you have got balls. So when the wheel turns, it will not rub, the balls will roll. There is the ball bearing. There is the ball bearings. Between the inner wheel and outer wheel, you have got balls. So when it moves, the ball will turn round. The ball will turn, so there will be no direct sliding or rubbing. Similarly, here is a ball bearing. Then here we have moving gates, see wheels. When you have big gates, iron gates, wheels at the bottom. These wheels at the bottom, why? To decrease friction, because rolling friction is less. So you put a wheel. This is a gate actually, iron gate. An iron gate which you can open. So iron gate you can open, at the bottom you have got wheels to decrease the friction. Here also there is a sliding door, a windows or something. It may be windows, it may be some cupboards, it may be something almirahs, whatever it is. It is you can open the door, see wheels. Wheels at the bottom, because rolling friction will be less than sliding friction, so it is easier to roll on the ground. A roll on the channel actually. That channel will be the aluminum channel or metal channel. To roll on the channel, wheels will make it easier. Not flat rubbing. Wheels. Here also wheels for opening the gate. What you are saying? The reason is rolling friction is less than sliding friction. These are suitcases with wheels. The trolley bags. All the trolley bags, suitcases with wheels. Again, the same thing. Rolling friction less than sliding friction. So all these ball bearings, this you find in any motor, in your fan, in your mixer grinder, anywhere. Whenever it turns, it will be ball bearings. So that is to decrease friction. Wheels at the bottom of heavy gates. It may be there even in your school gate, iron gate, heavy iron gate. Wheels to decrease the friction. Sliding doors, sliding panels, we call it actually sliding panels, wheels at the bottom, suitcases, wheels, all these are rolling friction less than sliding friction. So you are using wheels and ball bearings. But you are using wheels and ball bearings to reduce friction, to decrease friction. Friction decreased by wheels and ball bearings. Okay? Got it?
Okay. Got it.
And the last method for decreasing friction is called streamlining. A streamlined outline. I told you what is streamlined outline. Smooth outline, a rounded outline without any sharp turnings or sharp corners. No sharp corners, smooth outline. When it moves through air like aeroplane or bird, or when it moves through water like ship or boat or fish, then the friction with the liquid or friction with the air is called resistance or drag. In that case, it is also friction, but that friction is called resistance, air resistance or drag. When a fish is swimming in water, the friction between the water and the fish body, that is called the resistance or drag. When aeroplane is flying or a bird is flying, friction between air and the body, air and the bird or air and the plane, that is called the resistance or drag. That is also friction. Another name for friction, when it is friction with a liquid or friction with air. Friction with water, friction with air is called resistance or drag. So birds, fishes, boats, airplanes, let us see. Now, see, this is the streamline shape. What I was saying, this is the perfect streamline shape. So that water or air will flow like this. And the arrow shows you how the water or air will flow. Water or air will flow around this. This is called the streamline shape. This is the correct streamline shape. So you can see the fish almost having a streamline shape. So when it swims through water, the friction, that is the drag, will be very less. Friction with water or friction with air is called drag. So drag will be less, means friction will be less because of streamlined body. And of course, fish will have that slippery body. Here is a bird flying through air. Same thing. Streamlined body, drag will be less. Drag means friction with air. Friction with air, drag will be very little. Here, a streamlined body fish, the drag in water will be very less. Aeroplane flying in air, the drag will be less. Drag means friction against water or friction against air. Friction against air is drag, friction against water is drag. So friction against water or friction against air, that is drag. To decrease the friction, to decrease the drag, to decrease the resistance, all mean the same thing. Decreasing resistance, decreasing drag, decreasing friction, all same thing. Decreasing friction in this case means friction is drag, drag is resistance. Resistance is friction, friction is drag. So drag or resistance or friction you decrease by streamline shape like fish. When it swims through water, less friction, less drag, less resistance. When a bird is flying in air, streamlined body, what will happen? Less drag, less resistance, less friction. When aeroplane is flying through air, less drag, less resistance, less friction due to streamline shape. Streamline is a shape, the outline. The outline shape is called streamline. Fish is not streamlined. Bird is not streamlined. The outline shape is called streamline. The outline, if you just draw the outline, just you draw the outline with pencil, that shape will be called. Take a pencil and just draw only the outline. From the out surface, you go outline, you draw, that shape will be streamline. Here also, just draw the outline. The outline will be called a streamline shape. Streamline is a shape, outline shape. Streamline is not fish. A fish will have a streamlined body, a bird will have a streamlined body, and aeroplane will have a streamlined body. Why? To reduce friction, less drag, less friction, less resistance. So this is a streamline shape. Just the outline, see the outline will be a streamline shape. So a fish swimming in water, less drag, less resistance. A bird flying in air, less drag, less resistance. An aeroplane, less drag, less resistance. So that is a streamline shape. Got it?
Got it.
If a glass slips, slipping means low friction and hard rubbing means high friction. That is the first part. Second part, rough surface means high friction, plain surface means low friction. So difficult movement, high friction, rough surface, difficult movement, and level surface, plain, that will be easy movement, low friction. Third, we had to make surface rough, that means you are increasing the friction. To make surface smooth, that means you are decreasing the friction. If you want to increase friction, make the path like this, up and down. And if you want to decrease the friction, make the surface plain and even. Then we had what easily slips, low friction, very hard rub, difficult to move, high friction. So if you want to increase friction and if you want to decrease friction, there are two things. When you want to decrease friction, what you do? Make surface wet, smooth and slippery. The surface should be wet, the surface should be smooth, the surface should be slippery. So you got here polishing the floor. After making a house, polishing the floor. Here, putting layer of oil or grease between two wheels. Yeah. Here, pouring oil between two wheels, making it smooth and slippery. Carom board, powder, or the soap on hand to slip this bangle. Then, if you want high friction, increase the friction, make it dry, rough, and bumpy. So, you have got this see, the patterns on the outside of the tire, the treading designs and patterns, soles of shoes, the bottom of shoes, and tiles, the tiles on the floor always have these marking designs to make it rough so that you don't slip, increasing friction. Then, because rolling friction is less than sliding friction, you provide wheels and balls. So, there is ball bearing. Ball bearing will make movement easier. Ball bearings. Here, wheels, heavy iron gates, wheels at the bottom. Sliding doors and sliding panels, here, wheels. And these trolley bags and suitcases, wheels. Principle is, the rule is rolling friction less than sliding friction. Rolling friction less. Yeah. Then streamlined outline. Streamlined outline for lower friction in water and air. So friction in water and air is called resistance or drag. Resistance or drag is friction in fluid, that is friction in air and friction in water. So you find in birds, fishes, boats and airplanes. So there is the outline shape. What is the meaning of streamline? A streamline shape should be like this. So you have got a streamlined fish body. So while swimming in water, low friction, low resistance, low drag. Here you have a bird with a streamlined body. When flying through air, low resistance, low drag, low friction. An aeroplane with a streamlined outline, low resistance, low drag, low friction. So streamlining shape is another method to reduce friction. Alright? Okay?
Okay.
So that was how to increase friction and how to decrease friction. I'll send you the question, then you can do. Okay? Right?
Okay.